If you want to learn some classic Eric Clapton blues soloing secrets, then you're in the right place, because in this video I'm breaking down how he plays Hideaway as recorded with the Bluesbreakers. Now, if this is the first video in this series you've seen, I'm actually posting lessons going through every single note that he plays on the recording. So this is part 5. This is the 5th chorus that he plays, and it starts off like this. 3, 4. So that's essentially the first 4 bars there. Now here he's using some licks from the Freddie King classic version, but then he makes it his own. So he starts out on this chord here, which is just an awesome chord, from the 4th string down, 12, 11, 9, 12. It's actually an E9 chord because this is a blues in the key of E. Now he starts off with a triplet rhythm. He goes 1 and a 2 and a 3, and then slides off on beat 3. So 1 and a 2 and a 3. Pa, 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 pa. I'm just going back and forth there with the strum hand. And the band's actually just doing breaks there. So ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da, and they're just hitting the downbeat, and then it's sort of like a shout chorus or just a feature there. Now from here, we use a technique called hybrid picking. And this is where you use your pick and your fingers. Now, of course, Freddie King, used a thumb pick, and so he would just thumb pick and index and pinch like that. But Clapton would do this thing where he would play with a pick on the 3rd string and then use his middle finger to play the 1st string there. So we're gonna do these notes here. We've got the 13th fret, the note G sharp on the 3rd string, and then the note E on the 12th fret of the 1st string. So we're just gonna pinch those two together. And there's 2 shapes. Okay, so there's one where it's like this, and then there's one where they're on the same fret. Okay, so see how this is on the 13th fret and that's on the 12th, so it's sort of like diagonal like that. And then the other shape is where they're just lined up. They're on the same frets, 9 and 9 here, and then 7 and 7. He moves that down for the lower part. So, okay, and this is 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, so that's a slide there into 4 and 4, 2 to open. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay. Then he goes up to 4 and slides down to 2. So it's a little different here than the Freddie King. Starts off the same way as Freddie King. Then you've got the open 3rd string, and then you do a bend. Okay, so that's bending 2 on the 3rd string, up, release it down, to a pull off, that's to open, and then back to 2 on the 3rd string, then 2 on the 4th string. So the final measure is 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4 and then it ends with da, da. That's sort of the 5th measure there. 2, 0. So backing up. And those notes there is something called the E blues scale. And if you're not familiar with playing your blues scale anywhere on the neck, then I've got something that's going to really help you out with this. And what it is my free blues scale PDF guide. And on it, I show you the 5 must-know patterns to map out your entire fretboard. And these are the scales that are being used when Eric Clapton solos, when Freddie King solos. You can use this in any blues song. You could even use it in pop and R&B and all different styles. You see, the blues is common to more genres than any other style of music. So you can get this completely for free. Just go to johnmclennan.com/bluescales now, and you can download it as my gift to you. So putting this together, here's the first 4 bars. 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4. 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4. One, two. So that's the 5th bar there. 1, 2. And then we go to this awesome lick. Now this is a classic Clapton move. Again, this doesn't sound as much as Freddie King to me here. This sounds more Stevie Ray Vaughan, Eric Clapton style. And you'll hear him play licks like this on Before You Accuse Me, later on the Unplugged album. But what I'm doing here is sliding into the 6th fret on the 5th string, and then 5, then 7, 5 on the 1st string. So 6 on the 3rd string, 5 on the 2nd string, then 7, 5, bend up, release down, and then to 5. So then repeat that, and then go 5, 6 on the 3rd string, 5. So then we do these bends, and this is something he did a lot in this era. He'd be bending a note, and then he'd go even higher. So he's gonna go 1 and a 2 and a... Okay, so that's 7, bending up to 9, just with a triplet rhythm. 1 and a 2 and a... Then you go all the way up, bending that F sharp now up to an A, and then back down. So it's 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a... So on beat 1 he does the bend, then on beat 3 he goes higher, then back to the first bend on beat 1. So it takes quite a bit of strength to play that. Here it is. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a... Then he falls down, 7, pull off to 5, 6 on the 3rd string, 5 on the 2nd string, then a little bend, half step bend on 7. So it's going up to 8 there. So backing up. Okay, then we go, that 7 comes down, that half step, 5, 7, 6 on the 3rd string, 5 on the 2nd string. The little pull off in there. Then it ends with a total E blues lick. It goes up to the 10th fret on the 2nd string. I love that. And Clapton used this all the time. He used this in the Crossroads solo. This like bend up the 10th fret on the 2nd string. Natural, 8, 10, 8, da, 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 da. Then check this out. That's signature Clapton right there. That is 9, 8, 9. So instead of typical pattern there, he'd go half step. Then he walks down, he goes 9, 7, then on the 4th string, 9 slide to 7, 5, 7, 5, 7 on the 5th string. So one and 2 and 3 and a 4 and... So just a couple notes from the blues scale, but it sounds so good. Just sounds like the language of the blues. Sliding into 9 on the 3rd string, then sliding into 9 on the 4th string. And then he just kind of does like a 12th fret slide. So there, E, B, B, and what's the band on? They're on the B7 chord, which is the turnaround chord to take you back to the top of the 12-bar blues. So he's thinking about all these things. He's thinking about the scales and the solos and how it all comes together and how you know the blues form. And if you really want to learn this stuff, you know, these are things that I teach in my essential programs on my website, and basically just unlocking the blues so you can play like this yourself. So here we're sliding in 9 and then 9 on the 4th string. So from the last lick, So let's put it all together. Let's play this entire chorus, and I'm gonna bring in just a little bit of backing once we hit the 4 chord, the A chord, just a little bass line. So you can hear what it sounds like with some backing with it. Here we go. A 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you have it, a breakdown of the 5th chorus of Eric Clapton's iconic solo on Hideaway. Hope you enjoyed this video, and remember to learn patterns like this and phrases so you can connect and play your own solos up and down the neck. Grab my free blues scale PDF guide. Knowing the blues scale is how you put all this stuff together, and it's really how you start seeing it on the fretboard. And I want to show you the 5 patterns I use to do that. Just go to johnmcclennan.com/bluescales and grab that right now as my gift to you. As always, thanks for watching, and for more Eric Clapton, check out this video next.